Hello, thanks for being patient. So I've got here a video I'm going to put together for you, and you can see here on my desktop I'm going to record the whole process. I've grabbed your file, it's downloaded here. We're going to open it into a whole new project in CorelDRAW X8, and even though it's a PDF, it will still import as a vector. So first things first, I have to clean a couple things out to be able to size it properly. You may want to remove these for me in the future. If not, it's not a big deal. I'm not going to hate on it. First things first, you have to ungroup everything. I have to remove all the text. And the reason is because these extend the boundary of the design, and it means that I can't properly size it. Alright, so now we'll regroup the item. And I'm going to turn it red because our laser cuts red and engraves black lines. So just for us, we need red. Finally, I'm going to make sure that it's placed in the bottom corner and that it's the correct 18 inches tall, keeping proportions. F4 centers us back to the bottom, and now I'm looking at the design here, and the very first thing I want to do is I'm going to scroll to the top and zoom in, and I essentially just scan across looking for artifacts or errors. First things I notice are little small details like this one here, because the black stands out. With the item, we skipped one step. We need to ungroup it again so we can select individual nodes, otherwise we risk modifying the entire item at once. So back to our spot that we were zooming at. Now that we're able to select this vector, we can look in our object manager over here on the right hand side, and we can see that that little piece that's peeking out right there is actually a whole nother item. In the object manager, you can see here it's an unfilled in curve. So the simple solution is to just highlight and delete, right? The problem is that this needs to be done through several thousand nodes and lines. So I'll give you an example of what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing that exact same rounded corner edge at every interval here, but not all of them have a curve. So what you have to do, or unfilled curve that is, so you literally have to scan through it like I am, page by page here, until you see an artifact. So I have not done this file wide because of how labor intensive it is. But as I scan through, I quickly see with the black fill that there are several more. So I've found that probably the best way to do this, because they all share one thing in common, which is the unfilled line here, you can probably go through and highlight them like this, holding Control to add another item. So I scroll through this list and I see that one and that one. I can hit delete, right? And it removes them. I just gotta keep doing this. The problem is though, this is only one file. If you go back to the mix board that I sent you earlier, we can find this exact same error throughout each of the images. And more often than in others. They all have the same symptoms, where once you've ungrouped the item, you can find the exact curve, select the curve using the right tool, and it'll show you that it's got the exact same symptom in the object manager. So I believe that this is probably your best bet to be able to filter these out, even though they may number in the dozens, hundreds, or thousands. I'm not sure. All I know is that as I look at each section, I find the same errors. As a matter of fact, I just found another error. When I zoomed in on this one, I see a doubled up line here, a break here, and a misaligned vector there. This will all show up in the cut. So that leaves this last one to look into, file 4 here, and you can see it's ripe with the same things. I've run into this issue in the past. Typically it can be from trying to weld the whole file at once instead of a small subsection. And what will happen is disconnected vectors will both draw an arc between them, a Bezier curve, and then because there's one on each side now, the inner and the outer, they'll close, creating a circle, and then they'll fill, because that's how it works. So what you'll need to do is probably use either one of those two methods to pull them all out. And you'll have to zoom in a lot. I mean, I'm zoomed in at 3,000% here for this. Or 500% for this. Anyway, please review each of the 4 files, and I will send you a new job as soon as I get these back from you.